I have built these 10 software businesses. Altogether, they made over $200,000 at around 90 to 95% profit margin. And everything is automated. There is barely any customer support. So I'm literally making money while I sleep. In this video, I'm going to walk you over those 7 SaaS that are still active. I'm going to show you how I got the idea, how I got customers for $0 when I didn't even have an audience, and how much revenue in total they have generated. All right, first software is Habit Garden. It's a little to-do list, like a habit tracker that is gamified. So people play games when they track their habits. It is priced at $5 a month or $47 for the lifetime deal, and it has an iOS Android app. Actually, this is what my Habits Garden dashboard looks like. This is my actual app, and once I have completed my habits, they have like those little missions where I have quests stuff. I can grow a garden, I can play with friends, etc. Now, revenue-wise, this app started in 2022, and I made around $20,000 with this app. This is a little bit of a complex story because it started in 2022. I made around $1,000 with the web app and another $1,000 with the iOS Android app. And then I didn't know how to grow the startup more than that. And someone reached out to me, offered to buy the app for $10,000, zero call, just one DM. I said yes, because I was running out of money. And a year later, this person came back to me and said like, hey, I don't have the time to grow the app. I'll give it back to you for free. This is really mind-blowing. I'm so grateful it happened to me. And so since that, I started a new Stripe account. So this is the actual Stripe account. And it's around 40 monthly recurring revenue right now on the web app, and on the iOS Android app, it's around 140 in monthly recurring revenue. And so I think in the last 30 days, it makes around $400. How did I get this idea? So again, I started in 2022. Back then, I just recovered from a depression. I got a job as a software engineer and got fired, and I just wanted to build stuff on the internet. I played this game, World of Warcraft, way too much. Undead Mage, over 200 days of gameplay, way too much. But I know that games can bring people to do right things. And around the same time, I was reading the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, and I realized how much daily habits like workout, sleep, and diet impact my mood. And I wanted to combine those two, and I created a habit tracker that is gamified. Now, getting customers was the hard part because then I just started the journey like building stuff in public, and I had no idea how to get customers. One of the first thing I did is to create a Twitter account and start sharing like screenshots of the app I'm building. This is how I got the first 10 or maybe 50 users. And then I started to make videos like this that are like promotional videos, but in a fun way. So it looks like I am playing like a World of Warcraft in real life, and this is what got me attention on Twitter and YouTube initially. I had to use my wife as a character in the game. This was one of the way of growing this app. The second one, and by far my favorite marketing strategy, is free tools. So I built a bunch of like little websites like this one, visualizehabit.com, where it's like a free website where you can create a little habit grid just like this. So let's say you want to meditate like, I don't know, 10 minutes every day, and you want to sleep, let's say 8 hours a day. Then you can have a little grid like this where you can visualize how much you will achieve in 1 year. This is very visual. This is something that people shared a lot. And when you click next, then it makes a promotion for my habit tracker, and you can click and then it will just start the habit tracker, and it's going to automatically import all of those habits inside of the habit tracker. This works so well because it's shareable. People can share it and it goes viral. In fact, this is exactly what happened on Reddit. I made these posts I think it's over 2 years ago, probably like close to 3 years ago. And the post got almost 6,000 likes. I got really a bunch of users coming from this Visualize Habit tool funnel to my habit tracker. Now in 2025, I think it is really hard to make an app that charge recurring subscription for people who are not businesses, or B2C business with a subscription. I think it is really hard. If I had to start again, I would probably do like Instagram and TikTok, like share a bunch of videos, like either inspirational videos or challenges, etc. I would try to use those platforms more in order to grow my habit tracker. Software number 2, we have Page. It's a little website builder, like a no-code builder for people who want to create a little portfolio on the internet. It is priced at $25 a year or $45 for a lifetime deal. On the inside, it looks like this, like a bunch of forms for people. They can add their website, etc. It also connects automatically with a Stripe account. So if you're an entrepreneur, you want to share your revenue on the internet, this is the place to do it. Now, revenue-wise, I started this project around 2023 and made 43,000 US dollar from it. So this is the first Stripe account. So when I started in 2023, and since I changed my business, I had to change the Stripe account as well. So this is the secondary Stripe dashboard. By the way, those spikes of revenue here is what happens when I focus on marketing. But unfortunately, I got a little bit bored and I moved on. Now, how did I get this idea? And I love this project because it is a perfect example to show that startup ideas don't matter. The best way to find a good startup idea is to create stuff, create a lot of noise, and then you will find signal out of it. So for instance, this is a really old website of mine. Back then, I had, because of the previous software, I had a little audience on Twitter, like maybe 100 people. And I started to create a little website, like a personal website, where I would showcase all the little projects I work on. And I would add this link to my Twitter bio. And people mention in my DM, I would love to create the same website as you. And boom, there we go. Just like that, I had this idea of creating a website builder for entrepreneurs who want to showcase their work. Now, getting customers was kind of fun for this one because I also came up with a bunch of ideas. The first one was to get the product into the hands of famous people on Twitter. So Arvid, Damon, all those guys have already way over 10,000 followers on Twitter. And I try to get them to use my app so that I have some kind of social proof to show on the landing page. And then the second thing I did once I had a little bit of social proof was to launch on Product Hunt, a popular platform for people to launch startups. And it got a bunch of upvotes. It got the badge like #1 of the days. So the product was shared on newsletters, social media, etc. And then the part you see here where it's like a growing and spikes is because then I decided to build more free tools. For instance, I built this like a little Twitter bot that is connected with my software and then is basically going to share whenever someone makes a sale. So for instance, 6 hours ago, I know that I made a $25 sale for these products. So it's basically like a feed of all the makers that are registered with the platforms and how much money they're making. And on top of that, and I think one of the features that at the moment drive the most revenue is because there is now a solid user base. I created this like / leaderboard page where I kind of frame it as a challenge. Can you make $1,000 online? People here are verified with Stripe, so they have connected their Stripe account, and I compute their revenue in the last 30 days and all-time revenue. This guy is absolutely crushing it, and all the other guys as well. This is something that you can share on social media because it's very interesting. You see all those people making money online. It's inspirational, it's shareable, and this drives a lot of traffic and creates a bunch of new user accounts every day. Up next, we have SaaS number 3 and probably my biggest mistake, Workbook PDF. It's an AI educational platform where people can create workbook to practice their language and learn a new language. It is priced at, it's a pass system, so it's kind of like a monthly without the recurring parts. So if you want to access the app for 30 days, you'll have to pay $29 and you can create unlimited workbooks. Then students will just go here, pick the language they want to learn, what is their levels, and then it will pick topics on which they want to create this workbook. So it would basically create a customized language platform for them. And then they would get PDF like these ones where, in this case, I want to learn Portuguese with topics like the beach, surf, etc. And then it will create like grammar exercise, vocabulary exercise based on those topics. Revenue-wise, it's pretty much of a failure compared to all of my other projects. It made in total $2.4 thousand US. I launched the app somewhere in July 2023. There's a little spike because back then I started to have a little audience. So some people tried the app and then it went down to almost zero. It's slowly picking up at the moment. I will explain what is going on with the marketing. How did I get this idea? Well, I got married to a beautiful Korean wife back in 2023, and I was thinking I have to learn Korean at some point. Since I am a kid, I hate school. I hate the way people teach me stuff because it's usually very boring. And I was like, what if I create a way for me to learn Korean on topics I like? To get customers, so again, I did the launch part at the beginning, which created a spike. And then the big part of the marketing was on SEO site. On this workbookpdf.com, there are like hundreds, maybe thousands of pages indexed on Google. The Google Search Console actually looks like this at the moment. So I tried to rank for a bunch of keywords like English workbook PDF for intermediate people, English workbook PDF for advanced people, free workbook to learn Japanese. There really are a bunch of keywords out there, and I'm just trying to rank them on Google. SEO wise, it's making sense because it's driving at least 100 clicks per day and it keeps growing up. The thing is, I don't think this kind of educational app would be a best fit on Google. I think it's more something like you discover on social media, like you watch a TikTok of someone that says they learn to learn a language in like 7 days. And then you're like, oh, what is the app you're using? I think if I had to grow this app again, I would probably do this social media strategy. SaaS number 4, here we go. This is By Disputes. It's a no-code tool to help people who have a Stripe account not getting banned by analyzing their payments and refunding or at least alarming them if there is something suspicious. For instance, if the account received 2 payments with the same card within 15 minutes, you might want to refund the last payment because it's likely a fraud or someone who made a mistake. On the inside, it looks like this. It's a product that I use for every single of my other products. So anyone can add a little new Stripe account. There are a few sets of rules and there are some actions to prevent an eventual dispute. It is priced in a system of credit. So for instance, 100,000 protected transaction would cost $219. Revenue-wise, we are sitting at almost $8,000 since I launched it about a year ago. So again, I have 2 Stripe accounts, this one back in 2023, and this new one right now, my new business, that's roughly $8,000. I think that will bring me to the idea, how I found the idea. I'm gonna go deeper into that. So back in 2022, when I was working on the first SaaS, I got banned overnight from Stripe. And being banned from Stripe, meaning like all my other Stripe accounts will be frozen. These, as a business owner, even now in 2025, I am scared as this is literally the worst thing that can happen to me as a business owner. And then I analyzed a little bit of what happened and I realized that all of those payments were made by the same customer, the same email address. And that's how the idea of creating a little tool that sits in between Stripe and your business to listen for transactions and find some likely fraudulent patterns to eventually refund payments so there's no dispute possible. Getting customers initially was launching on Twitter. I make this video with Leonardo DiCaprio where I educate Leonardo DiCaprio on why disputes are a big deal for Stripe businesses and how to prevent them. I already had a little audience back then, but it did not matter. The tweet went viral. I think it's like 500,000 views and 2,000 likes. I believe that anyone who would make a similar kind of videos would also go viral. And that brought the first batch of users to the app. The second thing I did is SEO, like pure SEO, boring writing articles. I wrote around 10 articles that are now indexed on Google, and they bring somewhere from 7, 10, I would say 5 to 20 qualified clicks per day. The SEO articles are targeted toward like Stripe disputes. So this is talking for people who are already looking for a solution. And I believe this is how I get customers at the moment for this product. So one more time here, marketing wise, the problem here is I am not the right person to grow this kind of product. I think I would need to target bigger companies, and for that, cold emails to CEOs of big companies. Or if I really wanted to stay in my niche of entrepreneurs making smaller amount of money, then I would do some kind of like fear-based marketing to make people realize you could literally get banned from Stripe tomorrow and all your businesses will be closed. And that's the truth, because this is exactly what happened to me. But I don't feel like doing this kind of marketing. Like, I don't want to spread fear on Twitter. I want to spread positivity. I want to inspire people to do stuff. And so it's just not like a founder marketing fit. Software number 565, software number 5, Zenvoice. Oh, by the way, this little notification thing on the right side brought a lot of customers for this product. So what it is for people who are using Stripe and do not want to pay the 0.4% fee for every invoices. It is priced at $49 for one Stripe account or $69 for unlimited Stripe account. I do not charge a recurring subscription, even though it's costing me a few cents per month. The reason behind, as I mentioned in other videos, is that subscriptions are really hard to sell, and I think I made much more money by selling one-time payment than I would have if I were selling like a $5 or $10 a month subscription. Inside, this is what the customer dashboard looks like. So they can, just like by dispute, they can add, anyone can add a new Stripe account right here by adding a Stripe API key, and then all the Stripe accounts will be listed right here. And then people will get a link that they can send to their customer. It looks like this. Their customers can input their email address right here and receive a magic link with a link to just download their invoices. Revenue-wise, it's a new-ish startup. I launched it about a year ago. Actually, I launched it exactly 1 year ago. It made $15,000 since the launch. How did I get the idea? And this is actually, this one is coming out of a pure frustration. This is one of my other Stripe account for one of my products called ShipFast. It is not a software, so the fact that I make $200,000 here does not count. But at least when I did my accounting thing back at the end of 2023, I realized that for every transactions on this account, I paid around $1 extra on top of the Stripe fee. So I was curious what was happening, and I realized that if you activate this option in Stripe, whether you're using the Stripe user interface or using the Stripe API to create a checkout, Stripe will charge 0.4% per transaction just to generate a PDF invoice. I did the computation and realized I lost 1.6 thousand US dollars to generate PDF invoices. This drove me mad, and just like this, I knew I had a new startup idea. And somehow this $1.6 thousand loss converted into $15,000 in revenue. So that's a 10x investment. How did I get customers? What I did exactly a year ago, again, I started doing YouTube videos. One of the first things I did on YouTube, as you can see here, streamed 1 year ago, is to just stream myself building software. And I built this entire software. So from day one, just coding, brainstorming, etc. Today, I think 7, 8, whatever, launch. Like I did marketing, coding, struggling, bug design. I did everything in 9 days on this YouTube live stream. And for some reason, YouTube pushed those videos to more people, to developers. And just like that, before even launching the startup, I already had a few batch of customers who bought it because of the live stream. Because it was live, people could actually see me, they knew who was behind the product. This builds trust with customers. That's how I was able to make money without even having a product. This is a cheat code. You can literally right now stream yourself. Even if you don't feel comfortable with it, you don't even have to talk. You can just mention what you do in the description. YouTube will push your content out to developers because nobody is doing this at the moment. Make a beautiful visual thumbnail, and you could get people helping you debug, design, and even purchase your product in the live stream. And the second marketing hack I did for this one, and it's driving all of the revenue at the moment, is adding this little badge right here. So every of my customers will get a unique link to share to their customers. So this page could get hundreds, sometimes thousands of views. And this little badge here drives a bunch of traffic to the website. And since it's driving like people who already know how the product works, instantly, I can tell what happens sometimes is like, I have someone who signed up for ZenVoice. They share the link with their audience. They get 100 visitors. And within the next hours, I would make hundreds of dollars worth of sales. All right, SaaS number 6 and my favorite, Poop Up. This might sound like a joke, but it actually made money and people are actually using it at the moment. Those are like pop-up notifications that you don't have to code in order to display this on your site. The goal here is to replicate what I did with ZenVoice and to catch attention to help whoever using pop-up to get more conversions on their website. And for some reason, this product got the attention of the CEO of Versal, and it has a poo emoji and the name is poop. Anyway, this is pretty much what the websites look like. I like to add little demos of how you could use the product. That helps people know what they could expect from it. It is priced at $9 for one website and $19 for unlimited websites. I knew I would not push much updates to this product. That's why I also did not force recurring payments, and I keep it with a one-time payment. Once you're inside, you have a dashboard where you can see all the websites you've added. If we take this one, like ZenVoice, for instance, those are some of the notifications I show on the homepage. You can customize the text inside. You can add images. You can change and make them clickable. You can also customize when they're fired, how long they stay on the page, and view how it would actually look like. Okay, now moving on to the revenue part. It made a little bit, almost close to 7,000 US dollars. I launched the product back right after ZenVoice, actually, in March 2024. Getting the idea was unique. So when I launched this website, ZenVoice, and people keep mentioning about those notifications here on the right, and one of my friends, Dan, told me like, bro, you have to make a product out of it. There was no business mindset behind it. I just thought it was really fun. I thought it would be an easy product to make. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. How did I get customers for this one? There is no secret sauce. I had already a little Twitter audience. I knew it would be a one-time thing product I launched, and then I just maintained the product and move on. And so I didn't bother doing any marketing. I did basically like a launch strategy where I went on product hunts and other launching platforms. And that's pretty much everything I did. There are 2 takeaways from this product. The first one is that it's really good to surround yourself with good friends, because if it wasn't for Dan, I would not have built this product and I wouldn't have a story to tell you right now. And second is that every startup idea I get comes from the previous startups I built. So I would never ever even think about making Pop-up if I didn't create Zenvoice. And Zenvoice would not exist if my other one-time payment product didn't exist before. Everything somehow connects, and the only solution to get good at marketing and to make money online is to build stuff. Even though if it seems pointless at the beginning, it's to just create something. And that brings me to SaaS number 7 and the last one, DataFast. It's currently in beta. It's a tool that I launched just 3 months ago. It's a web analytic tool for entrepreneurs to link web analytics traffic with their revenue data and try to find some insights on how to grow their startup. It is priced per kind of like traffic or events. It starts at $9 a month and it goes up as the person gets more visitors and traffic. On the inside, it looks like this. So it's kind of like a central dashboard where for each website, you can see in orange the revenue and in blue the traffic. And then for any websites, it's going to link those data. So for instance, I can see that on that day, I got 2.4 thousand visitors and made almost $1.5 thousand. It's going to calculate some metrics like revenue per visitor, conversion rate. It's also going to link the revenue to which traffic source people are coming from. Same for the country, browser, etc. Okay, now revenue-wise, it's an early product because it's been only 3 months, but it made almost $6,000 so far. This is what the Stripe dashboard looks like. The monthly recurring revenue is at almost $1.4 thousand, and it keeps growing up while the subscriber churn rate is going down. This is potentially explained because this is where I'm putting 80 or 90% of my focus at the moment. How did I get this idea? Well, it's very simple, and it's exactly the same way I got ideas for most of my product. It comes from a personal need. Since I have built now all of those tiny internet businesses in the past 3 years, I need to have a place to centralize everything. And having web analytics is a great thing, but if it doesn't connect with payment data, it's kind of useless. And I yet haven't found a good solution that's easy to use, sexy, and that connects a web and payment data, so I just built it myself. And now talking about getting customers, since the product is very new, it is hard for me to confidently tell you what's working, what's not working. What I'm doing at the moment, I'm building this SaaS publicly on Twitter, so this is how I got my early customers. And I'm also trying a new marketing strategy that I've never tried before. That's MRR-wise seems to be working well so far, but I will keep that for another video. Just before I let you go, I wanted to share with you 3 tips I've learned along the way, and as well as show you the revenue from my other 3 SaaS that are now disconnected. Here they are. This is what I made with those other software. So Viralibot is a project I started back in 2018 when there was no one sharing info about how to make money as a developer on the internet. I had no idea what I was doing. I was learning how to code. It took me years to grow this software. I finally reached at some point, I think over 4,000 in monthly recurring revenue, which I was really happy of. But the marketing was extremely boring. I was sending cold email to cold businesses, and that's the entire marketing strategy. If you think it's worth a YouTube video, let me know and I'll create one. Then the next one is Game Widget, which made $4.5 thousand. This is...
Hey, my name is Mark. I am the creator of the Game Widget, and in this quick video,
this is me, like this is a demo of me back in 2021. I was awkward, I was shy, I didn't know what I was doing. I was really bad at marketing. I had no idea how to sell anything. I built like this little widgets that would sit on a website to increase conversion rate of a website. I made $200 with the product. I sold it for $4.3 thousand US. And finally, Make Lending. This one, it's a website generator using AI. It's like basically you input text and the SaaS will create an entire website for you. I made around $15,000 US in revenue, I think in 3 to 4 months. And then I sold it for $35,000 because I just had no idea how to grow the product. All right, now 3 takeaways from this. The first one is that you don't need a brilliant startup idea to get started. It's actually a trap. Stop looking for ideas. Instead, go build something. Build just anything. Either try something new, like a new hobby, a new sport, go talk to some new people and think about a potential app idea that you could use along this way. And if you still have no idea, just rebuild something that you already use. Rebuild your habit tracker, rebuild your alarm clock, whatever it is, build something. Because it's by building stuff that you will discover real problems that people will be willing to pay for. Number 2, find the right marketing channel. This is so important. I burned out back in 2018 because I was doing marketing the wrong way. I was like sending cold emails to cold businesses and it was so boring. Now that I found marketing with programmatic SEO, building free tools, making fun launch viral videos, this is making me happy. If you think the product has some potential but you don't know how the marketing, just move on to the next one. Find a product where marketing does not feel like marketing. And finally, number 3 is learn when to to quit. I see lots of people spending like a month building something and then months trying to grow it without getting significant numbers. There's a little voice inside of our head called expectations. The longer you spend on something, the higher your expectations. And if the results never meet your expectation, at some point, you will just burn out. Now that I have built over 30 tiny businesses, there's one thing I noticed is that whenever I launched after getting 1,000 visitors, I know instantly whether or not this product could be a good fit. All right, that's the end of this video. Now, if you're a developer and you want to avoid some of the common mistake I see other developers make, you can watch this video. And if you're just getting inspired and you want to learn how to code, I made this 3 hours long video to learn how to code an entire software from zero. Just make me a promise after this video, do not watch another video, go build something. Cheers.